Hey everybody, Jason Subert here, talking to you from a Subert Speed Shop here in Fairmont. I want to talk to you a little bit about our late model project. It's called Project 76. It's an exciting project and something that has to do with our racing history from the Martin County area. And we're excited to introduce this project to you, so hopefully you can be part of it and we can bring something very special back to the Fairmont area. First and foremost, it's called Project 76 because we're going to recreate Kenny Petersen's 1979 and 1980 late model. It was Kenny's last race car that he actually raced, and Kenny's been kind of like a grandpa to me, and he was a friend of my dad's, and I've raced for over 20 years, and Kenny's been part of all 20 years of that, and he's helped me and a lot of other racers along the way. I painted about a dozen cars in his paint booth in his shop, and he's helped a lot of racers all over the Martin County area and beyond kind of get involved in racing. And then he helped his son Doug, now his grandson Ben, race, and we're just really excited to do something kind of fun to honor Kenny's legacy here in the Martin County area. And doing that is it's called Project 76, and we hope that you can be part of that. And we got a very unique opportunity. And first of all, Kenny's late model and probably his most famous car was probably the Gremlin, and the VegaVette were probably pretty equal. And I personally think the VegaVette was his coolest car. And there was 3 chassis that were built in 1978 by Steve Weiss, Kenny and Gene Lehman and Jim Edgington all kind of came together to kind of come up with a concept of a late model that was a small wheelbase, small bodied car. And this is what they came up with. They built 3 of them. Kenny's was built in the VegaVette, and it was raced for a number of years. And then his son, Jeff Edgington, purchased it from Kenny, and then they raced that for a number of years. Jim's car was actually never raced, and it sat there, and then as the rules changed in the classes, their car was actually restubbed and raced in the modified car class years later. And then this 3rd car was actually Gene Lehman's car. Gene had this car put together, and Kenny actually put the front end on this car and the back end on this car, and the rear end, the floater in it, or the quick change rear end in it. But then it went into Gene's barn, and it's been in there for 41 years. It was never finished. It was never raced. It's the exact same chassis as Kenny's 1979 VegaVette. So this is a 1978 brand new late model. I was able to purchase that from Gene. Kenny and I went out and talked to Gene, and we talked to him about the project of what we wanted to do. And this is what we kind of came up with. And we talked to Gene about it. And you can see on our website here and our Facebook page, there's some great flyers. There's a picture of Gene and Kenny. Kenny's 83 at that point, and Gene's 78. And they're both looking at this car, telling me about it, and there's some video of that on there. But this is the car. It's sitting in our shop right now. And it's exciting because, this car is going to actually be put together for the very first time. This is a brand new 1978. It's never been finished. It's a great piece. There's great pictures on our Facebook page. And we got some cool things going on with it. You're going to see some banners and stuff. This is the Project 76 banner you'll see out at the racetrack and stuff. What we're actually looking for is for 100 people to help this project along, and we're looking for $76 from 100 people to help fund this program so we can actually get this car done. And so our goal is by next April to have this car actually completed and finished in exactly the way it was when Kenny raced it. And so I've been acquiring parts for it and getting some stuff. This is a 1974 Vega that we got from Pete over at 4x4. It's a Vega GT. It's actually the body that we need. That's the donor car for the body that's going to go on this late model. We're excited about that, and I'm excited to have this project going on. We're going to do this in my shop, and we're going to get this car put together for the very first time. And I'm also excited that in my shop, I've been fortunate enough to to help the Petersen family and help Ben race hobby stocks and some other stuff. And probably about 8 years ago, I traded Kenny a whole bunch of hobby stock parts to help his son Ben, and this is what I got in return. And this is Kenny's helmet that he actually raced with, and there's a picture of Kenny here, which is really cool, and with all of his racing memorabilia. This is the helmet that he actually wore when he drove that 1978 late model, and Kenny autographed it for me, and it's been up here for probably about 8 years. And that's actually the helmet that Kenny used when he drove that car, and so we're going to put that back to use again. And it's just kind of like it was meant to be, and I'm excited to be part of this project. And I'm hoping that you'll join us and be part of racing history. Again, we're looking for 100 people to donate $76 to help raise all the dollars to put tires on this and a motor in it and get all the things done. And then we're also asking the racing community to come together the first weekend in November and help put actually assemble the car. So we'll have the chassis kind of all gone through and pulled apart and painted and ready for assembly. And we're going to do that the first weekend in November. So Project 76, we hope that you'll be part of it. And thanks for listening, and we'll give you some updates as we keep going.